Hi, everyone. Welcome to Movies with My Mother. This is Lexi.
And I'm Mom Lori.
And today we watched Psycho 2.
Yeah.
The movie is from 1983. It was a hard R,
Yeah.
uh, almost a solid 2 hours, 1 hour and 53 minutes long, directed by Richard Franklin.
Yes.
It fared okay on Rotten Tomatoes. It got a 61%, which I was a little surprised by.
Well, it said in what I'd looked at, it said it was fairly well received by the critics.
Yeah, it got 54 on Metascore and 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb, which I feel is I, I think it's kind of right where it should be.
Yeah.
Cuz it's not a great movie.
No.
It's a long movie that takes a minute to get into,
Yes. I
but it's not a like stupid movie. Like
no.
it had a purpose.
Yeah, I did feel it was kind of slow.
It was.
But on the other hand, all that slowness was to build up anticipation.
Yeah,
And boom, I get it.
definitely.
So, yeah.
Um the budget was only about $5 million.
Which I thought that was kind of low.
But I guess they really didn't they really only because I read in the trivia, they really only had to reconstruct the motel,
Right,
so they had half the set already ready.
right.
So,
And, to redo that motel, it would be nothing.
no.
Some plywood and some nails
Yeah.
because it didn't have to have an inside.
No, it just had to be an exterior.
Right, right, right. Yeah, and it made a little money.
Yeah, about $34.7 million is the worldwide gross, that's what I found.
Yep, that's exactly what I found. And, for being only generally well received, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, I think so.
And I don't think that anybody in that movie was a big name at that time.
No.
I don't think anybody's name would have drawn them to the theaters.
No, I do think that, bringing Anthony Perkins back was the linchpin, though.
Yes,
I I
absolutely.
I don't think that if it was anybody but him, that it would have been anything.
Right, and I did read that he considered not doing it
Yeah,
until he heard, that some other big names were,
I read Christopher Walken.
Christopher yeah, was being considered to do the movie. Then he was in a great big hurry to sign up.
Yeah, 'cause at this point, 1983, Christopher Walken was coming off of, like, Dead Zone
Right.
and Deer Hunter. Christopher Walken was hot.
Right, and I can absolutely see him as Norman, can't you?
Oh, 100%.
Ooh, he's probably even more chilling
Yeah,
than 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 Norman. Norman is so quiet about it.
yeah. But I think that that weird speech pattern that Christopher Walken has,
Yeah,
I think that that would have added something to it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's where the little bit of stuttering came in a couple of times. He stuttered on things, and I think he was trying to affect something.
Well, I also think that that was to keep him, young, as a young, unsure man.
Okay, yes,
Because we talked about that where he was essentially a 25-year-old man living in a 50-year-old man's body.
right. Exactly. That would exactly be it because he was in the asylum for 22.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The basic plot is that 22 years after the events of Psycho, Norman Bates is judged to be legally sane and released from the mental institution where he goes back to the place that started it all to start his life over.
Yep. I think that's kind of crazy that they let him go back to there.
Yeah.
I think that he would have been better off somewhere
Or like
else.
a halfway house? For
Yeah.
sure.
Absolutely.
Did they
But
have those in the 80s?
exactly that wouldn't have been probably would not have been the opportunity.
Right.
I don't remember the 80s.
And he's And the doctor did say that there wasn't money in the state budgets to send a social worker to check on him more,
Right.
but that doctor seemed to sure have a lot of time to do it.
Well, it seemed like they
I can't get into my psychiatrist for months at a time, but that guy had time to go up into BFE and
yes,
visit Norman Bates.
but I feel like they maybe have had grown closer than doctor and patient. Not that Norman had any idea like that, but I feel like the doctor felt something for Norman.
That he needed the extra care.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that he needed the reassurance that he was sane and okay.
Okay.
I that's just the way that's just the feeling I got from the movie.
Do you think the doctor was worried? Because, the doctor was there in the courtroom when Lila Loomis was making her grandstand. Do you think that he was especially worried about the Lila Loomises of the world?
Yes.
And he was looking to kind of try and protect Norman from that?
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, and that's why I think that the doctor had I don't think he thought of Norman as his friend or, a buddy or anything like that, but I think sometimes you get an affinity for some
More of a ward?
right.
Okay.
Right. That's a good word, ward, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he felt he maybe could have the time to give Norman the help he needed.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sure.
It was weird.
Yeah. Well, I thought the whole movie was
Yeah,
all sorts
very
of
weird.
weirdness. The movie stars, original Psycho stars Anthony Perkins and Vera Miles,
Mhm.
as well as Meg Tilly, Robert Loggia, Dennis Franz,
Uh-huh.
Hugh Gillen, Claudia Breyer, Tom Holland, and an appearance by Oz Perkins, Anthony's son,
Yes.
as a young Norman. You
Right.
see him in a flashback.
Yep. And in the doorknob.
The doorknob was like the flashback.
Oh, it did do a couple of things, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The movie was written by Tom Holland, based on characters from Robert Bloch's novel,
Mhm. Yeah.
the Tom Holland that was in the movie.
Yes. Yes. What else do I know about Tom Holland? Seemed to me I wrote something down here. Nope, I didn't really write anything much about him. Maybe he was in the first movie.
I don't believe.
Was he in the first movie?
No,
What have we talked to? Do we know Tom Holland from other
I
movies?
feel like we do,
Me
and
too.
I don't. I guess he would be somebody to look up because I don't. I
Yeah, because
know that name, and it's not to be confused with Spider-Man Tom Holland.
oh,
I did write down that in the Blu-ray commentary, Tom Holland would not confirm or deny the Walken rumor,
I don't know what that means.
the rumor about Christopher Walken.
Oh, yes. Yes. Right. Uh,
I did also read that there were a couple like Hitchcock silhouette cameos, and I tried to find them and I didn't
me
see
too.
them.
I meant to look for them and I did not see them either.
Yeah.
So,
Were they there? I don't know. Who
I
cares?
don't yeah. But I mean, this guy had Franklin had an affinity for Hitchcock.
Okay.
He was a student. He studied film at University of Southern California,
Okay.
and you know, through time, he became friends with Hitchcock after he invited him to come and speak to uh, the class, I guess.
Oh, cool.
Um, and he invited him to a screening of Rope, and then he invited him to lecture on it.
Oh, cool.
And
How
then they
cool would that
became
have been?
yeah, yeah. Because speaking of weird movies, that one was a weird one.
Yeah.
That was very Hitchcock.
Yeah.
That scared the hair off you. That scared the hair off of me thinking about it. But, yeah, they became friends through school and their love of each other, I guess,
Oh,
of Hitchcock.
okay.
Yeah, crazy. Yes. He's from Australia.
Okay.
Let's see. He was born in Melbourne
Okay.
and he went to Hollywood in the 70s. No, in the 70s in Australia, he did TV and movies there.
Oh, okay.
What the only and I don't even know why this sounded familiar. He did a movie called Road Games. Am I just imagining that I know anything about that movie?
That does sound
Doesn't it
familiar.
sound familiar?
Okay.
But it's a Rear Window type movie that they turned into Rear Window on Wheels
Oh,
type of a thing.
okay.
And I and I don't maybe we know this name because of Hitchcock stuff we've already done.
I don't know.
I didn't really even look up Road Game either, but um it was the most expensive movie made in Australia. Stacy Keach,
Oh, okay.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Okay.
And he met Jamie Franklin met Jamie Lee Curtis through John Carpenter,
Oh, okay.
who was also a student at Southern California when he was there.
Okay.
So that's how it isn't that funny how it all kind of intertwines?
Oh, yeah. And the producer, Hilton A. Green, had really kind of pushed for Jamie Lee Curtis to play Mary Loomis,
Yes.
Mary Samuels, Mary Loomis,
Yes.
um, being that she was Janet Leigh's daughter.
Yes.
And Jamie Lee Curtis was like, I really kind of don't want to go back to horror. I'm really kind of killing it in comedy right now because
Right.
Trading Places was the biggest movie of 1983.
Right. And
And
that's what she was doing.
yeah, so she was just like,
Right.
schedule conflicts.
Schedule conflicts.
Yeah,
Yeah. But I don't know. I think that would have been a little bit
two on the nose.
too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, I don't. Was Jamie Lee Curtis doing nude stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I don't know that. Okay. Not that we saw a lot of nude stuff, but when she came out of the shower, I think she was nude. But
Well, yeah,
that's
you definitely saw butt.
yeah, why did we need that in that? But anyway, whatever. So that was interesting. Um yeah, he did this movie's from 83, right?
Or 83.
Yeah. Then he did other movies. But then he became tired or disillusioned, I guess, of American film. And I think because he was pigeonholed.
Oh,
He did a lot of horror stuff.
like straight to video horror stuff.
Well, yes, because I didn't recognize any of the names of the movies.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to say yes to that only because I do not know. Let's see something. Oh, and he did a movie called FX2,
Okay.
The Deadly Art of Illusion.
Yeah, okay.
And what that's this is what when he became something happened during that movie and he like even it sounds like he even checked out. There was another director came and did the last couple of weeks of it.
Really?
He'd had to, yeah, because I don't even know. Yeah, let's see. Another director was brought in to finish up the last couple of weeks. So something that happened during the filming of that movie
Huh.
completely
I've never
finished his.
seen the FX movies.
Okay, neither have I. I didn't know what they were. And then he then returned to Australia, and he returned to Australia looking to get out of the genre films.
Oh, okay.
So because he was done, it sounds like he was done. and his last film was done in 2003, and he also lectured at the Swinburne School of Film and Television.
Okay. Sure.
He died of prostate cancer in 2007,
Ew.
4 days before his 59th birthday.
Oh God.
Yeah. And he did, before his death, he did an interview about the Psycho legacy and the franchise, the Psycho
Yeah,
franchise.
because there's 4 movies.
Yeah, yeah. And they apparently did some kind of a show about that,
Okay.
and he did some talking about it.
Oh, cool.
And
Okay.
from the what I read, it was all good. I mean, for that, Quentin Tarantino says that Road Games is his favorite Australian movie.
I wrote down that Tarantino has stated that he prefers Psycho 2 over Psycho the original, and that Psycho 2 is one of his favorite movies.
Okay.
Tarantino's a weird
And
guy.
saying you said that, and he did screen it at one of his film festivals,
Okay.
2005.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's a fan of the Psycho or he's a fan of the Franklin,
Okay.
one or the other. But yeah, so that guy's kind of interesting. I mean, sounded like he had a good thing. I didn't find anything about being a bad director. Sometimes you can see a lot of bad stuff on the internet. I mean,
Yeah.
but I couldn't see anything that said he was not liked. So who knows?
Right. We have a guest star right now. Her name is
Oh,
Tallulah.
Tallulah,
Hopefully she doesn't turn off the computer.
or
Okay, good.
or hiss at us.
Okay.
Poor little thing. We had a full moon last night, and
She is
she
all,
is full of it.
yeah.
Poor thing. I understand.
You want to come up here? I'm gonna make room. Who's a good girl? Oh,
Oh,
it's
it says
Peach.
he did a cult horror movie called Patrick. You ever hear of that?
Never heard of it.
Okay. I found him quite interesting. There was very little information about his family. If he had one, I don't even know. I mean, it didn't really talk about it.
Hmm.
So when he left Hollywood, he left Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
He left Hollywood behind. But yeah, 59, he was all he was.
That's too young.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, we've talked about a lot of people in the movies that have died young.
Yeah.
Is that a tough life?
I mean, you wouldn't think so,
No.
but I mean, I guess maybe it is.
Yeah, who knows?
Meg Tilly has been pretty vocal about saying that this was her worst filming experience and saying that both Anthony Perkins and Robert Franklin were difficult
Yes.
people to work with. And I don't, is that just because Anthony Perkins is one of those old school people, plus he works with Hitchcock?
Okay.
So he was Hitchcock's Norman Bates?
I don't know. But I did read that she was questioning who he was and why he was so popular. And it was because as a child they didn't have television in their home
Oh, so she was unaware.
completely.
Oh, okay.
So maybe coming from a family of actors, maybe her parents were trying to protect her from stuff. And yeah, she got on the set and what's this guy? Why is he acting like this? And apparently Anthony Perkins overheard it and
Oops.
got all butt hurt. And he just just plain wanted her replaced.
And
Get
it's
rid of her.
a couple of points she did ask to be fired. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
Is
I
that why the end was the way it was? She asked to be fired, and it was just like, "All right, get out of here."
boom. Okay. No. Well, maybe.
Because I mean, there was room for her to not die at the end. I think. I think there was enough meat on that bone for her to keep going.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, but you're right. Maybe that was the final insult to her.
Yeah,
Although I don't think it was an insult to her. I mean, it fit the movie perfectly and
it really did fit well. It was. I wasn't expecting it going into a rewatch because it's been forever since I've seen it.
huh?
But I had forgotten that. But it wasn't out of place. It wasn't like
No.
gratuitous.
No, no. No. Considering how many other people died before her, and
Right.
she died of a single gunshot, the rest of them got stab, 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 stab.
And you could tell, like, when they're in, especially with the kids in the basement, like, that was a woman's arm. Like,
Yes.
that wasn't a man in a dress
No, absolutely
wielding
not.
that knife. That was a woman's arm.
Right.
So when Mrs. Spool comes in at the end, and it's just like, yeah, I'm your real mom, and yeah, I've had some history of trouble, and I've been taking care of your troubles while you've been out.
Right. Right.
So
Right. But that was a surprise to me.
I I knew it was coming. I just was just like, when is this gonna happen? When is this gonna happen? I thought it happened like in the middle of the movie.
Oh my gosh, I just thought his my real mother stuff was just his psychosis.
Yeah, so did I.
And even when he said that to the doctor, I think the doctor thought that too.
Yeah, definitely.
So do you think that he had talked to her before about it?
No, I think that she put herself in a position to be near him, getting him the job at the diner, and then proceeded to kind of insert herself into his life with the phone calls.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that makes all kinds of sense,
Because
doesn't it?
I think that half of the phone calls were that
Her.
old lady, and the other phone calls were Marion Crane's sister.
Right. Yes. Yes, I absolutely agree with you on that. Because yeah, there were a lot of phone calls.
Yeah, a lot of time spent on the phone.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I just saw something else I have written here. You know who else they were looking at for that role of Mary?
Who?
Carrie Fisher, Meg Ryan, Kathleen Turner,
Really?
all young hot actresses.
Kathleen Turner, huh?
I would think that she would have been a little bit on the long in the tooth side, but I can't see her in that. But
I can't see her. No,
Meg Ryan, yeah,
absolutely.
I can't even see Carrie Fisher. Carrie Fisher's very loud. She was a very loud person. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I mean, I imagine when she was in a room, everybody knew it.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Where, like Meg Ryan, I think when she's in the room, people don't know it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah.
Um, I did. I didn't read anything about other actresses. That's crazy. But I did read that Brian De Palma declined directing this film.
Oh, I did not read that.
Brian De Palma was hot at that time. He had come off of that. That's coming right off of Dress to Kill,
Yeah.
and I think maybe he wouldn't have wanted to do a Norman Bates story right after Dress to Kill because Dress to Kill is basically the same story.
Oh, really?
It's a man hunting women in drag.
Oh, okay.
That man is played by Michael Caine. It's a
I
great
can't say I've
movie.
ever seen that movie either.
It's not a movie you'd want to
I've
watch.
heard of it. I know of it.
Yeah. You see Angie Dickinson doing it a lot, and
Ew.
it's like old Angie Dickinson, not young Angie
Ew.
Dickinson.
No thanks.
Yeah. She is just getting it everywhere she can.
Yikes.
And she's seeing this doctor about this, and this doctor is to spoil Dress to Kill, is the one that's going around killing people.
Oh my goodness. Why have all the doctors gone bad?
I guess crime pays better.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. Lots of the props and decor
Uh-huh.
were the same
Yeah,
because they were all hanging around.
but the original, where did I see this? The original shower head used in Psycho was stolen days before filming of Psycho 2 started.
No way.
Somebody stole that.
It was a shower head.
Yeah.
Okay. That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard. What what'd you do last night? I stole the shower head from Psycho. Yeah, what? Huh?
I mean, it's a huge piece of modern
Wow.
cinema.
Yes.
That shower scene, that's why we had to watch the shower scene at the beginning of this movie because it was the biggest part
Right.
of cinema, I think,
That
ever.
that was remember when we looked at the movie and we studied it?
Mhm.
That shower scene was monumental.
Yeah.
They showed a toilet.
Uh-huh.
They showed a person in the shower.
Yeah.
Yes, that whole scenario, the fact that there was someone in a bathroom
Right.
was just monumental.
Right.
People had never seen well, we don't see toilets and stuff like that on TV. They don't do it.
Right.
But this had all of it. So yeah, wow. They stole the shower head.
They stole the shower
Oh
head.
my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Interesting.
I read that composer Jerry Goldsmith had written a musical theme for Norman Bates that Richard Franklin rejected,
Oh,
and they ended up using it for Twilight Zone the movie.
oh wow.
Yeah, another doomed
Oh yeah.
doomed film.
Oh wow. That's weird.
Yeah,
Well, I mean they get I would think that they get an idea of what they want. And the sound is part of what makes the movie.
right.
Everybody knows the Jaws thing,
Oh yeah.
I mean, and the psycho music
Mhm.
and yeah, wow. But to just not like something straight up. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
Did we say that it was shot in 32 days?
We did not.
It was shot in 32 days.
Wow. I don't think I knew that. Gosh, I might not have done any homework, apparently. Good heavens.
And I read that the film only got a theatrical release because Perkins was involved. It had was going to be a like a made for TV movie,
Uh-huh.
um, were he not to get involved.
Why wouldn't they have wanted a TV
You make more money off of,
that
theatrical release.
yes. Yes. Because how often do we see um, how much it was made in the first day,
Right.
the first week? I mean, we can find that information out. Oh, interesting.
Yep. Um, it was the final theatrical film of actress Claudia Breyer. Claudia Breyer was Mrs. Spool,
Yeah,
the
well,
old
Norman
lady from the
killed her.
end. Well, she was an old lady.
It's Norman killed her.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And when you see Norman playing the piano, that is actually Anthony Perkins playing the piano. He was an accomplished player and a music teacher.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Very nice.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
We said the director had a little cameo at the beginning of the movie when Norman walks into the diner for the first time. There's a man playing a game called Battle Zone, and that was
Yeah.
Richard Franklin.
Yep. I heard the music. I knew right away that was the video game.
In the very beginning of the movie, they introduced Vera Miles as Lila Loomis, and I knew that Mom would be confused by all of that. Vera Miles played Lila Crane in the
Yes.
original Psycho. Marion, Janet Leigh's character, had stole the money and was leaving town to run away with a man called Sam Loomis.
which I had completely forgotten.
Right. And so that, I guess, means that in the ensuing aftermath of that, that Lila and Sam got together and married.
Which I find a little bit icky.
Yeah, that's weird. I would come back and haunt your ass.
Yeah,
Blythe, if you're listening, I'll come back and haunt your ass.
yeah, yeah. That's just icky. But there was a lot of money involved.
Yeah. Well, but not really, because they don't have any claim to that money. That was ill-gotten gains.
I guess.
So that money wasn't theirs. And um Lila seemed to be a woman of means. She hired that detective to go after Marion. So,
Right. In the original film, yes, you're right.
right.
So,
And another little cheeky nod from Psycho 2 to Psycho was when Mary is introduced to Norman. Her name is Mary Samuels.
which I missed that too.
Right. Which, when Marion checked into the Bates Motel, she signed in as Marie Samuels.
Yeah, and remember when there was like a spotlight on the name, remember?
Hmm.
I can clearly see it in my head. She wrote that and then it like clearly
Right.
went right in on it. I remember.
Right. So, and I don't know how that anybody was supposed to know that, or maybe the police told the sister that that's how she checked into the motel.
Oh, mhm.
I don't know. Or maybe the detective found that out. But whatever. That was
I would
another
say
little
that was
nod.
probably something the detective found out.
I did read something about why Sam Loomis wasn't in the movie, and I feel, and I didn't write it down, but I feel like at the time that actor was an ambassador to like
Yes,
Mexico.
Mexico. Yes, that is exactly what it was. That
So he was basically written out of the movie as, oh, he died off screen.
that's why he was dead.
Yeah.
And I did read that and yep.
It took mom a minute to figure out that Lila and Mary were agents of destruction for Norman.
Well, I knew from the last movie that if another one ever came, that she would be the one that that she would be the one that would be the killer because she wanted to destroy Norman
Right.
in every way,
Right.
and she would do anything to do that.
And I half wonder because the old lady took credit for all the deaths in the house, but I don't know. Was Lila Loomis? Did
N-
Lila Loomis kill the teenage boy smoking pot in the basement, trying to get some?
I I don't know. No, no,
Or was she
you know,
just
I don't.
strictly haunting the house?
I think in this case she was strictly haunting the house,
Okay.
and that the old lady was doing all the killing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm. Yeah, sitting here right now, I think that's the truth.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm confused. Been confused since I woke up this morning at 3:30 a.m. Yeah,
I'm
it's already been a really long day for me.
definitely glad you didn't call me then.
No, I was figuring you'd be still be asleep, and then 4:30 came, and I thought, "Oh, she's probably dozing now."
I was in that light sleep,
Yep.
and then Justin had come back to bed, and I was just like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna." It was about 5, and I was like, "Oh, I'll set my alarm for 6:30." And then I laid there and I rolled around, and I was just like, "I'm awake.
Yeah.
Get up."
And then the phone's ringing.
And then I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna have a little piece of cake before breakfast." I'm like, "I got like 2 hours. I can definitely have a piece of cake and eat breakfast."
Yes.
Definitely. And then my phone's ringing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So good
It's all
luck.
right.
Good luck, Aaron, in Tennessee.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. never like a never. The phone rings in the middle of the night. It's never a good thing.
No.
So yeah, but yeah, we're all good now. We're all good now.
Good.
I hope.
We did put up an amusing TikTok for this episode, so I hope you guys go
Yes,
back and find it.
yes. Please find it. It was fabulous, and we had a great breakfast this morning.
Yeah, courtesy of Mayberry
Yep,
Diner.
they
We had to pay
cooked.
for it.
Well, yeah, I stopped and picked it up on the way in. I got my favorite Western. I think they make a fabulous Western.
They do.
Oh my goodness. Lots of people are looking at our TikTok.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
It's really funny. We are crazy people. We shouldn't be allowed to be alone together.
No, 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 especially with sharp knives. But yep, Mayberry's great. I enjoy Mayberry.
Yeah, and it's just right down the street.
Yep. And
So,
when I called this morning to order it, the girl says, "Now we're right here by the BMV," and I said, "That's the one I'm hoping for." Because there's 2 locations, so
yeah.
actually there's 3, but
Yeah.
this is the one I wanted. I did not wanna go to the next town over to get it, so
Yeah.
but yeah, I love their westerns. I've never been disappointed.
No, I think the only time I've ever been disappointed by Mayberry was complicated takeout order got messed up, and
Ugh.
I was very upset about that
Yes,
because it was
because
my order that was messed up.
right, and you never notice until you get home
Right.
that it's messed up. Oh,
Yeah.
anymore, I mean, anymore, be happy if the iced tea is unsweetened when you order it. I you know, I know that their teas m I'm not talking about Mayberry's, I'm talking about every place you stop to get a drive up. I'd like an unsweetened iced tea, unsweetened. I've more than had my share of sweet tea. That's quite a shock when you take a big old drink of sweet tea and you expect unsweet.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I still blame COVID. I blame COVID for everything.
Yeah, COVID really ruined the world.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah,
gone to hell.
right.
This was our 46th episode. Can you even believe that?
Wow, I can't.
I think we're going to hit 50 by the end of the year.
Yeah, we're gonna try.
That's pretty cool.
I think so. I can't believe that we've stuck to it. I really did think this would be a passing fancy because I'm the one that wanted to do this.
Yeah.
I thought it would be fun, and goddamn, it's fun. It is fun talking talking to you people. I don't. I love it. I love a new audience.
Yeah,
Everybody I know is sick of hearing me talk. So
absolutely.
what?
I need somebody to think I'm funny.
Yes. And I didn't even know I was. Yeah, I did. I knew I was hilarious.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh, everybody I've shown our TikToks to are just like, "Oh my god, your mom is
and
the funniest person in the entire world."
and I don't try. It just happens that way. Just ridiculous. So yeah, I am ridiculous, but I'm just having a blast, and I think we're getting better.
I think so, and I think we finally have found the right um technology mix. We've got nice microphones. I have a nice audio interface. I have a nice computer. I think we have finally pieced together like the right setup.
Yes, I
So
do.
that's exciting.
And the editing is getting easier for you.
Absolutely.
That was a struggle at the beginning.
Well, it's just um I have so much free time and like I have all this free time and it's just like I don't do anything with it. Like
Mm,
I know that I could be doing stuff. I could be taking care of my house. I could be editing my podcast. I could be doing all sorts of stuff. I'm not doing shit.
I know.
So
I know my
part of that problem is operator error.
my chair is lonely for me. My cat needs attention.
Right.
I get it. I
Right.
get it. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Because this is September 30th, we are starting our Halloween celebration a little bit earlier.
Yep.
We had decided to do Halloween sequels this year. So we started off with Psycho 2.
Uh-huh.
We're going to watch Halloween 2 next, which
Okay.
I believe is also on Peacock. I think Peacock has had a stellar horror movie collection this year. Like they really have knocked it out of the park.
Nice.
We have watched a few things already. So, Halloween 2 is next. And I think if we have another week left, we might have another week to fill. We'll have to find something else, but there's a million movies we could watch.
Absolutely. We
You want to
will
see
find
Jason
something.
Takes Manhattan?
Is Jason the white masked guy?
You got to be a little more specific.
Um,
Is it a plain white mask?
plain white
That's
mask.
Michael Myers.
Okay. Then Jason's the other guy.
The hockey mask.
Okay. Because there's you know me, I get lost in the reels on the Facebook machine.
Uh-huh.
And one of the funny things is this mother's going around chasing her kid, and it's the guy with the white mask. You know, there's a golf cart going by with a person hanging off of the top of it, and there's this the person is in a car. You can tell they're in a car, and she screeches to a halt next to this golf cart. She looks over. It's the white faced mask guy. "Rah, rah, 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 rah," and the white face mask guy's just looking at him. "You need to get home right now, blah, 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 blah," and then he drives off. Oh, or you're walking along and here he is in the trees or something. That's just is it just because it's getting to be spooky time
Yeah.
and he's the topic of
Yeah.
the day?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Then I know. So
I
that's
did just see something about somebody was shopping around Halloween rights to be able to keep making the movies. Um I know that the Akkad family had owned production rights forever. I don't know. From there I don't know anything about how the business works and whatnot, but I did see something about that. So I do expect some really shitty Halloweens to come out soon. Because when they do that rights stuff, just to make movies because they have the rights to it, and they're terrible. They are terrible
it's
movies.
it's it's the rights to print money,
It's just
whether it's good or bad. It's printed.
I'm going to make a Halloween movie because I can make a Halloween movie. Am I
Okay.
going to make a good one? Absolutely not.
No.
Am I going to try to make a good one? Absolutely not.
Probably not. Okay, well.
Because Hellraiser has fallen into that,
Oh.
and like the last 3 Hellraisers are just shit. They're just garbage.
I I don't know.
You wanna watch a Hellraiser movie?
I don't know. Do I need to?
There's like 8 of them.
Are any of them called classics?
I don't know.
Remember, that's our genre.
That is our genre. I don't think this necessarily was on the genre.
You're right. I don't know that it was.
Um, just because it's just an obscure. This used to be one of those, movies you only saw late at night on USA. Because that's where I saw Psycho 4
Oh my goodness,
late at
really?
night on USA.
Oh. Oh, Hellraiser. That's the one that's so cool to make a uh cheese board out of.
Oh,
Cheese and meat board out of.
yeah. That's only the first one, and I don't really wanna watch the first one with you.
Okay. Well, Hellbound 2, Hellraiser, Hell on something, probably Wheels. Oh my goodness. There's a ton of them.
Yeah. There's I think now there's, like, 11.
Oh my goodness. They started in 1987
Yeah.
and the most recent one is 218. 2018.
Yeah, that the one made for Hulu?
I took my glasses off already. Hold on.
Okay.
Um, Hellraiser Judgment.
Oh, no, that wasn't the one made for Hulu.
Okay, then isn't even the last one.
Okay. 'Cause,
Oh, it's only an hour and 20 minutes.
I have watched the beginning of that movie, and it's very stylish, it's very cool looking, but I have no idea what the fuck is going on, and there's a lot of vomiting,
Oh,
which is hard to watch for me.
ooh, I'm not good at seeing that either.
Yeah.
It says in a nutshell, gruesome, terrifying, and gory.
It's a Hellraiser movie.
Okay. It's on Pluto.
Yeah, that
Tubi.
that means it's straight to video garbage.
Okay. I know who Hellraiser is. That's a cheese and meat tray right
Okay.
there. I've seen him. Okay.
The 6th one has Dean Winters in it, the mayhem guy.
No.
Yeah.
I like the mayhem guy.
Yeah, that's, the only reason I love that one. Plus, it has the return of Kirsty in it. She was in the first 2 movies, so that
Oh.
kinda tied up her loose end from the first 2 movies. You gotta turn that off.
Sorry. Turn it off. I saw something shiny kitty. Hello? Stop it, right? Oh, I'm having a time with my headphones today.
Yeah,
They
they're
are not
just
liking me.
not being where you need them to be.
Anyway, yeah, what else? What else? Breakfast was delicious. The movie,
Yeah,
you know what? Overall, this movie was interesting. I was completely confused. I did not guess who it was.
okay.
So that's a good thing because usually I'm pretty good at figuring it out who it is.
Yeah, and you had no idea.
I kept thinking, did I miss something? When I was chewing, did I black out? And I kept asking you questions.
Right.
This was an unusual one. Like I said, I
I do think that they expected a lot of exposition that just kind of occur to you.
oh, I'm not good at that.
Yeah,
That's not my
because
no.
I think you're supposed to be paying attention from minute 1, minute by minute. You're supposed to pick up on Lila Loomis and the Sam Loomis and the Marion Crane thing. I think you're supposed to be paying attention so hard that you pick up on these little nuanced things, and it just that takes away from the movie. It doesn't make it fun if you
Right.
if you're working that hard to watch the movie.
Right. And it's been a year since we saw that movie. And you know me, I don't know what I had for breakfast yesterday.
Right.
I don't remember
It
yesterday.
was probably toast, but
It was probably, yeah. You know, I think a lot of moviegoers are like that. I don't think people more people are like you. I I think more people are like me.
right.
I show up, I want to see a movie, and that's all there is to it.
Right, and I think people make these sequels expecting people like me only to go see the movie. You know,
Yes. Now, doesn't that make sense?
people that have paid attention to the first one, have seen it a million times, and are going to go in and notice those little tiny details.
Okay. That just makes all kind of sense.
Because we just went and saw The Nun 2 last weekend, and it was one of those movies that it had the kernel of a good idea,
Uh-huh.
but it was just put together like a piece of shit.
None too?
Yeah, The Nun 2.
The nun, like a
Like
nun,
yeah,
And
Penguin.
not Whoopi Goldberg nun.
No, not those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, and even me walking, I liked the first one. The first one was great. It's part of the whole Conjuring series, that whole glorifying Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Okay.
This all kind of ties in with them,
All right.
about a demon nun, a demon that has chosen the guise of a nun
Okay.
to terrorize.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's frightening.
yeah. And like Justin immediately was just like, this movie's gonna suck. Like, he 5 minutes in, he had checked out,
Oh no.
and I was just
Oh.
like, "Mm, I mean, I want to see what happens. I want to see what they did with it."
Yeah.
And like the idea, like the initial premise was a good idea. It really was, but
Yeah.
it
It didn't turn out that
it
way.
expected us to do a lot of the legwork instead of
Oh,
just being a good movie.
that's not good.
Just make a good movie.
Yeah.
And,
Oh,
stuff happened that they could have explained, like, they have to find the eyes of Saint Lucy. Like, somebody had buried the eyes of Saint Lucy in a monastery in France,
okay.
and so they have to find these eyes to prevent the demon nun from gaining more power. And they should have, I feel like they should have tied in something about the nun that the nun that they send in to battle this demon nun should have been, some descendant of some saint somewhere. That should have it should have all tied into
Yeah.
why is she like the way she is in order to deal with this demon nun. And you didn't get a lot of that.
Oh.
It was just
You
the whole premise is that this nun has visions, and her mother also had visions and was deemed a heretic and was placed in a mental institution. This little girl was allowed to grow up and was then put into a convent.
Oh, uh-huh.
And she has gone on papal exorcisms and stuff like this to because of her visions,
Oh.
which again is a loophole that I don't understand because it doesn't where, where does where does faith allow for something like that?
Right.
What
That's
why
what I was
wasn't
just
she labeled a
thinking.
heretic?
When did people having second sight become okay
Yeah,
in the church?
right.
Yeah, it's not. No. Interesting.
Right.
Interesting. Now you've just spilled the beans for
Well,
everybody.
it's don't
Now I'm not going to go see it.
just watch the first one twice.
Oh, oh, no, I'm not even going to do that.
Okay.
I'll pass on it
Okay.
unless it becomes on our list in a couple of years, and then we have to. What then we look at
The
it.
first one was great. The
Okay.
first one was a great story.
All right. Well, I don't know. I grew up in the Catholic schools. Nuns aren't nice. They're not nice.
I mean, could you even imagine being a nun?
No.
All of that bullshit.
Wow.
Ugh.
Those rosary beads that are 7 foot long, I don't get it.
Yeah.
And they all wear those ugly shoes. I don't get it. Oh, wait a minute. Now I do because they're comfortable.
Orthopedic.
Yeah, I get it now. Such things.
um, but like I said, we're gonna watch Halloween 2 next. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
I believe that John Carpenter was still involved. We don't have to talk about him. We've talked about John Carpenter to death.
Okay.
We've watched several of his movies.
So I should do a deeper dive in other stuff if it is in fact John
Yeah.
Carpenter.
I think I saw like a passing article, and I have to go back and find it, about how um Halloween 2 creates its own separate timeline.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's not right after one. It's a new.
Well, I have always viewed it as being okay, this happens Halloween night. This is happening, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3 a.m. All Saints Day.
Okay. Oh. Oh.
So,
Okay.
that's the way I've always looked at it. Like, she leaves the Doyle house and is in the hospital,
Yeah.
and then Michael comes and terrorizes the hospital.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I will give it away that the second movie is where they do explain the Michael and Laurie connection.
Uh-huh.
They don't do it in the first one, and I know that you were confused by that.
Right. But you told me, and oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I am excited for Halloween. Are we doing candy this year? We've had
We
such
can.
kind of a dismal run.
I know. Well, my neighborhood isn't a big I think there's a lot of, like, churchy people in my neighborhood.
Okay.
They go to their own trunk or treats,
Oh, okay.
but we can sit out on my front porch and pass out a half a dozen candy bars.
Okay. Sure.
I'll start collecting candy bars.
Okay.
I like to do the full-size ones,
Yeah,
so I'll get them when they're on sale.
absolutely.
'Cause now a full-size candy bar is up to, like, a buck and a half.
Yeah, it's insane. Remember when they used to be like 35 cents?
Yes!
Uh-huh.
I don't really like anybody a buck and a half.
Oh, especially when the kids are coming up wearing blue jeans and t-shirts.
Yeah, and
That was really disappointing last year.
they got out of a car around the block.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah. It was really
but I'm still
disappointing.
gonna do it anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, we can. I found, going through the stuff for the, garage sale at the center, I've come across all of my Halloween decorations,
Oh, okay.
which I know I have them
Mhm.
because I've collected, but I have a tote of them, not like a house full like Blythe does.
Right.
So
Right.
so I'll get out my skeleton and my witch's brooms, and
Okay.
yeah, we can do that.
Sure.
I don't mind.
Okay.
Maybe the mailman will come by again. We'll
I
give him candy.
had more fun giving him candy than any of the kids in blue jeans all day, every day.
For sure. Whose mailman comes by at 7 o'clock at night?
Well, you could tell that was a substitute.
Yeah.
He was like, "This is not anywhere I even recognize."
Right. Right. He was real nice. He was
Oh, yeah.
pleasant to chat with for that moment,
And
and
he was happy to have that candy bar.
yes, he was. He was kind of surprised that we offered it to him.
Yeah.
That made my day.
Yeah, sure did.
So yeah, okay. All right, I'll start collecting candy.
Okay.
I sent my cauldron to the yard sale.
Oh,
I don't need that big cauldron anymore.
okay.
We can just put it in a small bowl.
All right.
So, yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Oh boy, fun time to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, this October even has a Friday the 13th in it.
Yeah, definitely.
So spooky month is even spookier one day.
Yeah.
So that'll be nice. I didn't, what else happens this October? Does anything exciting happen?
I don't think so.
We don't have two moons or anything like we did this month?
I don't think so.
Well, no, of course not. We won't have two moons again in until 2035.
Really?
Yeah, that new moon and blue moon.
Okay.
And it won't be that close. We also had that super moon that yeah, it was a bizarre month. This was a bizarre month,
Yeah.
and it's only getting more bizarre.
Yeah. No.
Thank goodness it's ending today.
Yeah.
So,
Well, before we know it, the whole year will be over. So,
oh my gosh.
isn't that crazy?
October.
Yeah. When did that happen?
I don't know.
It was January 15th for like 7 years. And now all of a sudden it's October.
I know. I know. Craziness.
Yeah.
But we'll be able to wear our sweaters next week.
I'm so
The
excited about that.
80s are ending. They'll be over, what did I tell you, Thursday?
Yeah.
Wednesday's the last day in the 80s.
Oh, good.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And then it goes to the 60s, the barely 60s. So,
Nice.
Sweaters can come out.
That's where I thrive.
Okay. But you just don't like to be hot, so
No.
that's that.
Yeah.
I don't either like to be hot.
No, who does?
I dug out my Michael Kors hoodie,
Oh,
so that's what I'll be putting on when it gets cold.
very fancy.
I can hardly wait.
Oh my.
It's really not a hoodie.
It's like more of
Even though
a
they said it was a hoodie, it's a
poncho.
poncho. I would more go with poncho,
Yeah.
but it's called a hoodie.
Oh, because
I
it
think
has a hood.
because it has a hood. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's the only reason.
All right.
It
Sure.
has shoulders and a hood.
Okay.
I dug that out the other day and I looked at it and I thought, "Ooh, it's coming."
Yay.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Even today it was a little chilly when I came out this morning, but the fog,
Really.
holy cow. It was crazy.
Justin and I went down to Columbus a couple weeks ago to go to the zoo,
Mhm.
and driving down to Columbus,
Oh, yes.
the fog was so thick that it ate cars up. Like we could just see, the car in front of us just like go into the fog and then like you couldn't see it anymore.
Oh,
It
man.
was insane and like stuff you can see at like roadside attraction stuff on the way to Columbus, like I didn't see it until we came home.
That's crazy.
It was crazy.
That's thick. And there's a
But when we
but
got to Columbus, zero fog.
interesting.
None.
Well, maybe it's because it's so rural from here to there.
I don't know.
I mean,
'Cause like what like right when you get off of 75 onto 68, um like you could see it rolling in from the fields and it was just like, look at all that fog on the fields. Isn't that crazy?
and then
And then
boom.
out of nowhere it was just surrounding.
Yep. Interesting.
Yeah.
Could be. The moisture holds in the ground and the clouds. It's a whole big formula, but yeah,
Yeah,
interesting.
it was crazy. So, can't imagine if we had fog like that here.
We did this morning.
That's crazy. I didn't even look outside.
Me either. Until I opened that garage door, I thought, what the heck? No, ooh, I need a sweater.
I see you don't have one.
No, I didn't. No, I did not. I will not go back in and get a sweater.
No, because that would,
Re- Reginald Manchego would not like that.
yeah, he would get upset about
He
that.
would think that something was up and I was home. So, yeah, I changed my cat's name to Reginald Manchego.
That's a pretty sweet name.
Yeah, I've not Fluffy. He came to me as Fluffy, and I love him as Fluffy, but he need a better name than that.
Yeah, he definitely needed a more dignified name.
Absolutely.
Reginald Manchego is pretty sweet.
Yes, and you know what? He answers to that.
Oh, good.
So he must like it also.
Oh, good.
I was going to put 2 G's in it, and then I decided to just leave it at 1.
Oh, okay.
Leave it just Reginald, not Reggie. He's Reginald Manchego.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, I
I
love
have
my kitty.
zero room to talk.
Hey, you've got 3 pretty spectacular kitties here,
Yeah.
and they all have good names.
Yeah. Ash is named after Ash from Evil Dead.
Yep.
There's several Evil Dead movies.
Okay. Should we watch Ash's movie?
Yeah, we could. One of the movies on your list is Army of Darkness.
Yeah, it is on my list. Yes.
Okay, we could watch that as one of our sequels.
I don't know if he could lay on my lap. He might get excited and claw me.
Oh, he's been doing that and like I don't want to try and cut his nails because I don't want him to freak out and then like, do one and then just have him walking around raggedy. So I don't even want to try it.
You could wrap him up in a burrito.
Yeah, then I'll scratch my face off.
Okay. All right.
Luli will do the same thing because her nails are a bit longer too, and it's just like,
That's all right. Yeah, she has a pretty magnificent name, Tallulah.
Yeah.
And then there's Jelly Bean.
Jelly Bean.
He is a fabulous, fabulous kitty.
He stood out here in the middle of the living room and just screamed last night for no reason other than to stand here and scream.
Oh,
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, Jelly Bean, what do you want? Jelly Bean, I'm in bed. Come to bed. And he's just like, no.
oh,
So he just stood out here and yelled. So it was after a few minutes, I got up, I picked him up, I took him to bed with me. So what are you doing? You could have come to bed with me.
oh. You left him behind.
He just yelled the whole time.
Oh, poor little man. You left him behind.
I didn't. He knows exactly where I'm going. He is welcome anytime he wants.
Now he's in his circle sleeping.
Yeah. Justin got up and went to work the other day, and Tallulah stood in the doorway with her dog and just meowed. And she's always real loud with her meows when she's got her dog in her mouth.
Oh my gosh.
So she's meowing and meowing. I'm like, baby, come to bed. It's 3 in the morning. Come to bed.
Maybe they've all decided they're going to talk.
I don't know. Maybe it's this full moon thing.
I don't
It's
know.
been the last 2 days. Just crazy people.
Aw, poor little babies. Well, you got that scent thing plugged in.
I
That
do.
maybe that'll help them.
I'm hoping.
I don't know what that thing does, but
It's supposed to put
calm.
pheromones into the air that
Yeah.
says be calm.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a good thing.
I lost the baby thing under the treadmill.
The baby thing.
We put um outlet blockers on because when
Oh,
she was little, she loved that outlet. That outlet alone. None of the other outlets she would put her paws on, but she would put her paws on that outlet. And I'm like, the
yikes.
last thing I need is for her nail to get hooked on something
Oh,
and for her to electrocute herself. For God's
jeez.
sake. So
Oh, and I don't have any baby plugs.
so we had to go out and buy some.
Oh,
And you can't just go buy
no.
like a 2 pack. You have to buy a 400 pack.
Yes,
I mean, it was
yes.
only like $4, but
Right.
still, I
Right.
have 400 of them now.
Right. And then the next time that one comes out, you'll have to go buy new ones because you won't remember where your other 400 are.
Right? Because I don't know where they are.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, our little kittens are our babies.
Yeah. And I don't need any crispy critters. I don't.
No, good Lord.
I don't.
And why is it that the pets like the cords and the plugs? And
Uh,
I've seen that where they'll stand at the wall and lick at the plugs. Yikes! Why do they do that?
I don't know. Maybe it's some smell from the electricity.
I yeah, could be.
Oh, Jellybean used to eat through cords.
Yeah,
I had just gotten a new phone. Then we got Jellybean, and he ate through my new phone cord. And I was
yikes.
furious.
And that was at a time that they didn't just have, cords everywhere.
Right.
Oh, because he's of a certain age, our little man.
Yeah.
He must have heard us talking because he just kind of did a little dance in his circle. Aw.
Yeah.
And Tallulah's over there dreaming because her feet are going.
No, no.
I can see her little feet from here. That's all I can see.
I'm glad she settled down. She was just going
Oh,
crazy this morning.
I know. Poor thing.
Yeah. Just working herself up.
Yep, I get it. It's my favorite thing to do.
Yep.
Get myself into a tizzy.
They're like, you can put her on Prozac. And I'm like,
Oh, then you have a dopey pet, and
yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
it's not good.
No. But she seems to have kind of come out of whatever was bothering her when she was doing that all of the time.
Good.
So,
That's a good thing.
yeah.
Poor baby.
Yeah.
It's her big brothers. They torture her. Oh wait, she tortures them.
They don't play with her, and I think that that bothers her, but she doesn't know how to play
Ah,
because she was abandoned young,
yeah.
and she then was a foster. I think she was a foster by herself. And
Yeah, she was in that cage all by herself.
yeah,
Ah,
so she doesn't, what she runs up on Jellybean and like instantly goes to bite his back, and he's just like, I don't play like that. And she's just like, play with me? And he's just like, no.
yeah.
Plus, she's got those claws. I think the boys are a little afraid of it
Aw. She knows how to use them.
because she doesn't know how to not use them.
Oh, well, let's look into those caps.
I don't know about that. She's a little squirrely. I don't know if I could even get close enough to her to do that.
She put them on with nail glue.
I know.
Okay. I think she'd look pretty damn cool with like red caps
Yeah.
or blue or
Yeah.
sparkly.
Yeah.
I don't know how they come. I take Reginald Manchego to the vets every once in a while and have him trimmed down. I think that they probably do them at the pet center, pet stores,
You
where
have to
they.
be up on your shots to go there.
Oh, plus your people don't go in their to-go
They
box.
do not.
Reginald sleeps in his.
Yeah. I get the box out, and these guys are instantly like, who's getting murdered? Am I getting murdered? I'm definitely getting murdered. You're getting murdered. I'm getting murdered. We're all getting murdered.
Oh,
This is the worst thing that could ever happen to us. Armageddon.
oh, oh well.
Yeah.
Then you just wait until the sharp ones fall off, and then they'll sharpen the new ones.
Oh, okay.
But that's part of having a cat. They have claws.
Yeah.
And if you don't, if they're laying in your lap and they stand up and they stretch, they've got claws.
Yeah, I know.
That's the way it is.
It's just like, mommy, that hurts mommy.
I know, but that's the way it is.
And he's just like, okay.
Yeah. Yep. Let me touch your face with them.
Yeah.
No, you can't touch my face with them. Stand on my lap or make biscuits on my belly with them, but that's all.
Right.
Our babies.
Right. Have we said our piece on Psycho 2?
So I think we did. I did enjoy this. I probably would never look at it again, but it was not as bad as I thought. And Psycho 1 was not as bad as I thought. We've seen some good movies.
Right. Psycho 3 is a straight up slasher movie.
All right, we're not watching that.
Yeah.
We're done. We're done with Psycho.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right.
Psycho 4 has Olivia Hussey as Norma Bates.
The-
And
The dead woman?
yeah, the dead Norman's
The
mother.
first dead woman.
His mother.
Okay.
And Henry Thomas as young Norman Bates. Henry Thomas was Elliot in E.T.
Yes. Yes. Why do I know that name?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's like a prequel?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Well, it's like flashbacks because Psycho 4 is old Norman Bates calling into a radio show and explaining, this is his life, this is how he's lived his life, and this is what's happened in his life. And, you see the flashbacks of that's okay, so this is what's happening. And then he's just like, then he's old Norman Bates.
Oh.
Yeah.
That doesn't even sound exciting to me.
Okay.
So yeah, all well. All's well. I think we had a good day.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Early start though.
Woo, early start.
Let's not
That's
make a
right.
habit of that.
Hell no. No one. Well, you told me I can't be sick. I'm telling everybody else.
Yeah.
Nobody can be sick.
Don't be sick.
Nobody.
Yeah. Choke it down.
Yep. Focus. Right.
All right. Well, we will see you in a couple weeks with
Yes.
Halloween too.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.